A while back, I made a video about the Unmade Heisei era's Godzilla vs King Kong. Unfortunately, it was cancelled due to licensing issues over Kong. In response, Toho Studios would attempt to replace King Kong with their own creation, Mechanicong. This would lead to 3 different proposed story ideas that never made it to the big screen, but they are interesting nonetheless. So for today, let's take a look at Mechanicong's Unmade Heisei films with Micro Super Battle Godzilla vs Gigamoth, Godzilla's Counterattack, and Godzilla vs Mechani-Kong. In case you're not familiar with Mechanicong, it's a robot version of King Kong featured in the animated King Kong show and in the Toho film King Kong Escapes. He hasn't been used since then, but that's not for lack of trying on Toho's part. They tried to revive the mech kaiju in the 90s with 3 proposed ideas, all of which would feature a team of humans that are injected into Godzilla for various reasons. According to Koichi Kawakita, the concept was very much like the one in which the 1966 film Fantastic Voyage was based. In Fantastic Voyage, a team is miniaturized with their submarine that then travels into a scientist's brain to destroy a blood clot and save his life. The first of the unused ideas is Micro Super Battle Godzilla vs Gigamoth. Here, Godzilla would make landfall somewhere in the United States. A nice change up as the majority of Toho produced Godzilla films take place in or around Japan. To stop Godzilla's rampage, the military would create Mechanicong. Unfortunately, none of the ideas give us any details on Mechanicong as far as his weapons and abilities, with the exception that here, Mechanicong would have injectors that he would use in order to inject the team and their craft into Godzilla. Their mission? To shut down Godzilla's nuclear reactor. And with the Heisei Godzilla, that would be his heart. As an added bonus, Mechanicong would leak off radiation, which would mutate a creature called Gigamoth, giving us a 3-way monster fight. Luckily for us, there were several concept art images for Micro Super Battle, like this shot of Godzilla fighting with Gigamoth Type C in Las Vegas. And this one showing another possible look or larval stage for Gigamoth, labeled as Type B. We also get nice images of the submarine or craft that would be used inside of Godzilla and its crew, along with a drawing of what appears to be cells or part of Godzilla's immune system that the people inside the kaiju would have to deal with. Toho Kingdom used to have an article on the film that stated that the Godzilla fight with Mechanicong in Las Vegas would result in a leak of radiation from Mechanicong, which in turn would create Gigamoth. It also noted that the final battle between Mechanicong and Godzilla would end up with the two falling into the San Andreas Fault, but the article has since been removed as I don't think it had any proper sources. Though it did mention Godzilla antibodies that the crew would have to fight with, which are in line with concept art and with Koichi Kawakita's statement about the crew fighting Godzilla from the inside, and that there were going to be many different strange worlds inside Godzilla. The idea of Gigamoth would evolve further for another unmade film, Godzilla vs Gigamoth, which would lead us to Batra and Godzilla vs Mothra. However, the Mechanicong portion of this idea would be reused for the second Mechanicong film, Godzilla's Counterattack by Minoru Yoshida. For Counterattack's plot, a terrorist group implants a device into Godzilla that ends up causing an unstable nuclear reaction, resulting in Red Godzilla. He then rampages across Japan, and to stop him, the JSDF injects a team of scientists inside of Godzilla in an attempt to restabilize him, while Mechanicong does its best to stop him from the outside. And for the third and final unused idea, we have Godzilla vs Mechanicong. This time Godzilla attacks Japan and not the US, so it's the JSDF that builds Mechanicong to defend the homeland. This Mechanicong would also have injectors like the one in Micro Super Battle that he uses to inject the team into Godzilla. Though here, it's not explained if they target his heart or something else. And like all 3 of the ideas, Mechanicong fights Godzilla while the team works on the inside. In an interview with David Milner, Koichi Kawakita had this to say on Mechanicong and why the ideas never made it to film. Toho wanted to pick Godzilla against King Kong because King Kong vs Godzilla from 1962 was very successful. However, The studio thought that obtaining permission to use King Kong would be difficult, so instead, they decided to use Mechanicong. Soon afterward, it was discovered that obtaining permission even to use the likeness of King Kong would be difficult, so the projects were cancelled. Eventually, Kawakita would pay tribute to Mechanicong with the monster Bulgario in the show The Justerizers and in the film Super Fleet Caesar X the movie, which he claimed was based on the unused Heisei design for Mechanicong. Will we ever see Mechanicong on screen again? With Legendary having the rights to Godzilla and Kong, I guess it's possible. What are your thoughts on a Heisei version of Mechanicong, and what do you think of the idea of going inside of Godzilla to stop him? Thanks for watching, guys. Your likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions go a long way towards helping the channel grow. Take care, and I hope to see you next time.